Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me, asking you if you would like a reading, and just to email them. That is not me. I will not be soliciting you for anything. I am closed to private readings at this time. Okay, with that said, now let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all the negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Pisces, February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Ooh, okay, fantastic. That one going there, here, and here. Okay, brilliant. And now let's see your chakra energy for this time. Pisces, February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. Fantastic. So these are going to be the places where blockages are during this time. So we're starting off with Mother Earth. You are going to be, and you are naturally Pisces, because you are ruled by the moon, you are going to be earth sensitive, meaning that during this time, this is the Earth Star Chakra, located 6 inches below your feet. During this time, if it is raining outside, you might find that you feel a little sad. If there's a storm coming, you might find like rolling in. You might find that you have tension in your body and you get anxious, or that there's like increased anger in you. You're also going to find that the moon's phases, which you are represented by the moon in the major arcana, have more of an impact on you during this time. So just be very, very mindful of this. This is also going to be a time where you want to eat and drink a lot more naturally than you normally do. Or if you eat very naturally, you drink very naturally, just be even more mindful. It's kind of like giving thanks to the food that you eat as you are eating it, and really being conscious of drinking, of nourishing your body, your soul, yourself. There's a sacredness to your connection with this earth that has to be realized. Like, not has to be realized, well, yes, but also has to be honored during this time. It's going to be so imperative for you. And then we have life purpose, which is the throat chakra. And I'll get into these more in depth once we turn over the cards. And then we have nurturing, which is, again, the earth star chakra coming forward. So it's nurturing your earthly self, which brings you to your life purpose, which is really cool. The left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see. We have the Page of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Very strong, especially if you're born on the cusp with Aquarius, or if you have strong air sign energy within your chart. Then we have Judgment, the Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. Very strong, especially if you're born on the cusp with Aries, or you have strong fire sign energy within your chart. There's a sense of curiosity and passion that really guides you during this time. You might actually be having the urge to kind of steer away from it, thinking, oh no, this isn't right, or oh my gosh, I'm going to be messing things up, because your passion for how you want to move forward in your life is so strong that it's almost going to be, and your knowledge for what you are discovering is so strong that there's almost going to be this hesitance of, what if I get it wrong? It's like, so what if you stumble? So what if you fall? You get back up and you keep going. And that's going to be so powerful for you. It leads you to the Fool within your heart. It leads you to the Four of Wands, which is beautiful. Oh my goodness. And the contrast of the Five of Pentacles. And then Justice. So we're going to talk about that, because that's really important, to be right at the heart of your heart. You have the Ace of Cups, which is a gift just for you. You have the Sun. You have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a gift of prosperity just for you. The Ace of Cups is a gift of what your soul needs. You are also represented by the cups in the minor arcana, and by the moon in the major arcana. So this gift in your public arena is very much just for you. And then you have the Ace of Swords. So you have a lot of gifts coming in during this time, and blessings. So your public arena is actually going to be very, very, very strong, but you can also find it a bit confusing, because all these gifts are coming forward, all these take this chance, move forward this way, embrace this happiness is coming at you. And you could just be like, no. Like, it's kind of like with a rabbit. Like, one of my dogs is a hunting dog, and when she's out, she sees a rabbit and she's like, that's it. That's all she can focus on. And the rabbit freezes. And I always think, rabbit, you're such a fool. Like, she's going to get you. So run away. But it's going to be that feeling of there's something big coming. I'm just going to freeze. So you want to be very mindful of that during this time. And then you have the Ten of Cups, and they all live happily ever after. Wow. Okay. So let's start talking about your chakra energy. We have the Mother Earth, which we did go into a bit in depth, where you are going to find that you are greatly linked with nature. And it's also because your public arena is having such gifts come to you from divinity that are moving you forward. And it's the seeds that you are planting within yourself. And what's very interesting here is that you're moving away from a poverty mentality. You're moving away from the sense of anger, doubt, and fear, chaos. It could have been that you were raised just to think everybody else gets to have everything and you don't. You could have had a parent that was very controlling when it came to money, or you could have had a partner who was very controlling when it came to money. So it's making you doubt the prosperity that you can move forward in. And the nurturing of yourself, the connecting to your earthly self, your earthly form, your earthly being, and being very much in the presence of you and in the present with you is going to lead you to your life purpose, which is your throat chakra. It's going to lead you to calling forward your purpose in life, your power of self, your focus of being, and to an ascension. The throat chakra here, and we can see this in the being a student of your mind and having yourself rooted in the gifts of creation, of thought, of coming together. And it leads you to a place of justice within yourself. It leads you to a place of discernment. And so you're going to be ascending because you're going to be looking at things differently. And as you're looking at things differently, you're saying, why can't I be me? Like, that is going to be one of your main questions during this time. It's like, why can't I be me? Why can't I let my passion, my power be a part of my everyday? And the nurturing side is coming forward. And why you're being held back is there's something that was lacking in the nurturing of you as you were growing, or when you kind of stepped out into the world, there was a failure that just knocked you off your feet. And it is proven that a person can usually fail about 2 times before they really stop taking risks. It's a very extraordinary person who keeps on getting up and trying and going after their dreams. So that is why when people talk about success, it adds to the story, right? But they talk about their failures because it is a part of the human nature to say, get up and try it again. But it is also very much part of the human nature to get very discouraged with the failures that come your way. And so here, you are going to be seeing that there was greatness planted when you kind of face planted. And so when you're looking at things, you're going to find that there's this shift in the way that you are seeing you, in the way that you are nurturing you. And there is a call of action to power, of action for yourself, for that inner voice, for that person who never got to have a voice before. And it becomes you being a student of your mind, of where you want to be, of what you desire. It's you looking and reading and diving deeper and questioning and becoming. So it's kind of like what the Buddha said. He said, question everyone, even me. And so at this time, you're questioning everything, even yourself. And you might find a great discontent with where you are, with where you see yourself being in 10 years, with what you're doing right now. That doesn't mean that you're wrong. It doesn't mean that you have to change everything up right away. It means that you have to start looking at things differently because there's a different call to power that is coming within you. And it's first going to show you, as it does with human beings, it's first going to show you your failures because it's wanting to keep your vibrational level low. It's wanting to keep you in a low vibrational set, which makes you think that you cannot move forward, which makes you think you cannot have what it is that you want. But as you raise that vibration, as you sit there, and your vibrational level, just for finding this channel, has to be higher than most people's. So you're a questor, you're a seeker, and this is a time where you're embracing a spiritual wisdom, when you're embracing what it is that thrives your mind and ascends your purpose. And it leads you to a judgment. It leads you to a resurrection of an inner self that comes through contemplation. It also comes through being present. It comes through being present in the now, not sitting there and looking at the past, because we can look at the past as our sorrow, as our failures. The past is living in a place of hurt, okay? The future is living in a place of delusion, which sounds harsh to say, but it is true. So our past, even if we're remembering the greatest memories, there's still a bit of sorrow to them because they will never be again. The future has yet to come, so it's living in a fantasy. The present, being right here, right now, and letting your soul expand, letting you expand, letting you embrace, brings you to an ecstasy. It can bring you to a physical ecstasy. It can bring you to a spiritual ecstasy. It can bring you to a closer, coming together with your partner or with your work or with whatever brings you tremendous joy. And it can be with all of them that you can find this ecstasy being a part of your day-to-day existence, which is taking you out of the shadows of chaos. And it moves you to saying, I don't want to stay in the darkness anymore. I don't want to, stay in the past or in fear or in doubt. And so it shows you here picking up what you need, taking what you need and moving forward. You're leaving some things behind because you just can't take them with you. There are some there are some things that happen in our lives, or there are ways that we define ourselves in our lives that don't bring blessings, don't bring truth, don't bring prosperity. They just bring more pain. And that's what you're walking away from. And it brings you to the Knight of Wands. It brings you to being able to move forward in passion of expression. It brings you to be able to move forward in saying, this is my truth, this is my power, this is my fire, this is me. And so there's a release of expectation. There's a release of what others want you to be and what you want you to be. There's a release of what you want you to be so that others can see you as successful, and what you need to be in order to live the life that you were put down here to live. And your heart is embracing the Fool. Now, there's a part of you that thinks this is quite foolish, that sits there and questions and can get really angry and can look at yourself and say, I have no blessings. Everybody else has these powerful truths and I do not. And this is going to be a time where you're sitting there and you're seeing, but I do have powerful truths. I do have power that moves me forward. It's just not the same as everybody else's. And Pisces, you have a tendency to kind of want to fit in. I mean, everybody does. I mean, don't we all? So it's when you look at things and when you're in your conscious self and you're in the present and you're saying, but how do I want to spend this time? How do I need to spend this time? How am I embracing me? How do I move forward? That changes the game. It changes how you see yourself. It changes how you define yourself. It changes where you want to be. And this is when we embrace the Fool. So the Fool is embracing our hero's journey. It's saying, I get to be different. I get to say, this is my path. This is my truth. This is the beginning of my story, not the end. And it begins with a step, but it leads you to jumping forward. And yes, you will land, and that landing will be jarring, okay? Because just picture yourself like jumping off a trampoline. And unless you're trained, when you jump off the trampoline, you hit the ground, you feel it. You feel it in your ankles, in your feet, in your knees, in your back, in your shoulders, you can really feel it. So here with the Fool, it's like you will have this leap, and it's a leap of faith, and you will hit the ground, and you might stumble, you might fall. And there's a definite of falling when we leap after what we want. There's also a sense that chaos tries to come at us and say, you don't get to vibrate up here. You don't get to have your dreams. You don't get to go after your truth. You don't get to. Because if you're down base level, if you're just surviving and not thriving, then don't you feed the chaos of the world? And isn't it easier to buy into the chaos of the world if you're baselining it? So here, there is this acceleration, there's this leap, and it's a leap towards joy. There's a leap towards trying to stay in positivity, in celebration, in bounty. It brings you kind of ideas for new jobs. It brings you, or, for starting, clubs or doing things. Like, I know it's hard right now, but you're going to have all these ideas, of things to do and ways to move forward and places to be and things like that. And then there comes the poverty. There comes the doubt and the fear. So this is the celebration. This can bring forward the happily ever afters. And you actually have the happily ever after here with the 10 of Cups. It's like celebration, coming together, this happiness that gets to be a part of life. But the 5 of Pentacles, it can rob away all of that. It can take away everything. So the 5 of Pentacles is poverty, doubt, and fear. The 5 of Pentacles is knowing what failure is. And instead of saying, okay, I failed, it's saying, I failed and I will never succeed again. I'm locked out of success. It doesn't get to take people like me. And what Spirit is saying here is that's a bold-faced lie. There is this joy, there is this prosperity, there is this passion to you. You get to walk forward in it. It doesn't get to hide you away. It doesn't get to be for everybody else, but not for you. So the poverty mentality, it's strong. And we have it very strong within our world. We have the haves and we have the have-nots. We have that negative experiences are remembered within our mind so much more powerfully than powerful experiences. Don't they say that it takes 10 compliments to have the same impact, or it could be more, to have the same impact as one negative comment? So here, there is the sense of thinking, I can't. You even have the key sitting right here. But it's like, I can't. I can't embrace my life purpose. I can't move forward the way that I want to, the way that I need to. I can't. Why? Because I've been beaten down so much. Why? because doubt is so much more natural, okay, than this sense of course I'm going to win. Of course I'm going to make it. And so here, it's overshadowing everything else. The Five of Pentacles can overshadow everything. It's that poverty mentality. It's the I don't get to be successful. It's the anger at not being successful. It is letting yourself stew in rage and doubt and fear and heartbreak and disappointment. And it robs you. It robs you. It does. And then it's the succeeding and waiting for the other shoe to drop. Waiting for it so much and thinking about it so much that you manifest it forward. Because people like us, we don't get to succeed. It's been such a hard road. What makes you think that it could be easy? I mean, I say this stuff to myself all the time. Like after homelessness, after heartbreak, after disappointment, after everything. What makes me think that it can be easy? What makes me think that it always has to be so hard is the question. Why is celebration blocked? Why can't happiness come in? And that's when you set the reset button. That's when you press it. That's when you say, okay, there's anger, there's doubt, there's fear, there's chaos. I've been through a lot. But that doesn't mean I never get to be happy again. That doesn't mean I don't get to create, don't get to call forward power and beauty and brilliance. The justice is the balancing. It's the discernment. It's the sitting there and it's saying, there's power here. There's focus here. There's truth. There's brilliance. And this isn't being just to everybody. Pisces, you have a problem with that. You want to be just to everyone. And then you're like, oh, screw it. Nobody's just to me type of thing. And that's something to be addressed. Because if you are discerning, if you say there's this much energy, it's kind of like having a budget. If you have X amount of dollars to spend and you know that you can't spend over it, you're going to be much more choosy with what you get, right? But if you're sitting there and saying, oh, there's unlimited funds, just, get everything, you can become easily overwhelmed. That's what happens when you let everybody's opinion count, when you try to please everyone, when you, take on everybody's feelings. It becomes too much. And you don't really focus on what matters. And so the justice is the discernment. It's the ability to say, no, that's not right for me. Not with getting mad, not with getting overly frustrated, but saying, no, this is my truth. This is how I move forward. And this is the harmony of my existence, which needs balance. And then it brings you to the public arena, blessing you. Now, these blessings are going to be hard because I know it sounds funny to say the blessings are going to be hard, but there's such a sense of needing to step into the present, of sitting there and saying, this is me. This is who I need to be. This is who I want to be. This is an opening of my power. This is a cutting away of doubts. This is a new step forward. And there's such bravery here. And you get a gift that calls to your heart. But you also get a gift that kind of stirs up the heart. So when you have, kind of like when you have chicken soup cooking, right? And you stir the chicken soup and everything kind of comes to the surface. Not kind of, but everything comes to the surface. That's what happens here. But it's kind of like with a swamp, you stir it all up, all the muck and the mire comes to the surface, or like a bucket that all the leaves have fallen into, and you're like, ew, I have to dump that over, and it's going to stink. So here, that's what it does with our hearts. When divinity hands us a gift of love and of healing, it washes away so much that has stagnated within us. And yes, it's healing just like chicken soup, but it is also uncomfortable. And it also, can make us feel bad. And it can be a blessing, most definitely. But you're also going to find that you're like, why didn't I do more? You keep on putting more on your shoulders instead of realizing where you stand right now and the beauty for what you stand for. And there's a healing within that. There's a power within that. And it embraces your sun. It embraces your love. It embraces the energy that you're calling forward. And it's saying, live in your happiness. Now, if your happiness is playing video games 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if you can make money off of that and there is money to be had, that's awesome. But if you can't, it's balancing that happiness within your life. So here, it's calling forward your blessings and embracing that happiness without having it being taken away from you. So it can be, you have to go to work. Absolutely. You have to do what needs to be done, and upholding responsibilities I find to be astoundingly important. But there needs to be joy within life. There needs to be happiness. There needs to be what you are looking for and what you are looking towards. And so there's a brilliance here that needs to shine through. And it comes as your heart heals. And it also comes with the seeds that you are planting within your life. What is it that you want? Where is it that you want to be? This is a gift from God, Source, Spirit. However you see the divine, the universe. What beauty are you calling forward into your existence, into your soul, into yourself, into your power? How is it that you are planting seeds of success? And are you planting seeds of success? Or are you planting seeds of negativity? Because this line here, it's a hard line where you're choosing what to take and what to walk away from. People might actually find you a bit sneaky during this time because you're aligning things for your soul and yourself. And then there's the poverty that needs to be dealt with. Now, this could be poverty of relationships. I see the Five of Pentacles as a poverty of money, but it's also emotional poverty. It is, success poverty. It's just existing within your job instead of truly thriving within it. And you're going to see that you're addressing a lot of these things. You don't want to, but you are. You're moving away from poverty. You're opening up the door to success. And you're saying, I have every right to hold the seeds of prosperity and plant them within my garden. Plant them within my life. Plant them within myself. And it moves you to the Ace of Swords. It moves you to receiving a gift of knowledge, of understanding, the Fibonacci sequence that is the pattern of all things. That's what you're seeing. That's what's opening up your mind. And you're like, oh, this is the interconnectedness of my world, of my power, of my truth. And it brings you to the Ten of Cups. It brings you to they all live happily ever after. There gets to be happiness here. Power, joy, success, prosperity, abundance. It gets to be how you want it within your world, not how everybody else thinks it should be. So your happiness may not be the same as another person's happiness, but as long as it's bringing you into alignment with yourself, with the being that you are supposed to be on this earth, it brings you into a place of power. And we get confused because we always see happiness, people see happiness as what you get on television. Like, that's supposed to be happiness. But you get to make your own happiness. You get to be your own self. And so here, when you're embracing an emotional end of a cycle, when you're embracing what your joy truly wants to express and celebrate and how you are being reborn, that is an astoundingly personal and also an astoundingly sensual journey of being and stepping into your being. You're living a more sensual, aware life. And there's something exquisitely beautiful about that. And exquisitely out of the norm. So that's really quite lovely. Let's go deeper. Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. And let's look at the person energy that you need to be mindful of during this time. Pisces, February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels, so that's too many. Angels and spirit guides, fantastic. So we have here the Freyot, which is Sagittarius energy. time frame, November 22nd to December 21st. But we're talking about not people, but if that resonates with you, hold true to it. But we're talking about energy here. This is a questor, this is a seeker, this is somebody who's diving into the ether of emotions, experiences, ideas, and ideals. And this is somebody who's walking down a different path than you. But because they are walking down a path that brings them towards their enlightenment, you are going to think that it should be also your enlightenment. So here, don't let somebody whose truth doesn't resonate with yours hold sway over your life. This is a stepping back and saying, okay, that can be truth. But again, as Buddha said, question everyone, even me. So if you are questioning, question. And if that person doesn't like to be questioned, well, that's tough luck. There is this exchange of ideas. There is this free-flowing form of conversation that needs to be embraced. It then moves you to the High Priest. Now, the High Priest is Taurus energy, April 20th to May 20th. This is a person who, I actually really see this as literally being the High Priest. It's the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It's somebody who's very dogmatic. It's like my way or the highway. It can be that this is the same energy. It's kind of like they found their truth. And it can be in a kind of very dogmatic, this is right, this is wrong, black and white sort of way. Kind of like, white page, black print, everything's set out for you. These are the rules. And for you, Pisces, you don't like the rules like that. You like to have rules and guidelines and a way of experiencing and expressing, but you don't want to be told what to do and how to be. This is also somebody who is very stubborn. This can be somebody who is a boss or somebody who's kind of ruling the house at this time. And you need to step back from that person and say, that's your truth, but this is mine. That's your understanding, but this is my understanding. And not get pulled into their kind of might equals right mentality. It then leads you to the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There is a sense here, Pisces, where this person is very good at speaking, okay? Has a lot to say, but doesn't say anything. Yeah, that's one aspect of them. But they can also be very mean, very much like cutting to the heart of the matter, and will cut you down at the knees. And that's just who they are. So be very mindful of that. You have Justice coming through again, now crowning you in your personal self. What number is that? Sorry, it's all on white. The Eight of Cups. Things are changing. The Knight of Pentacles for prosperity. The Wheel of Fortune. Fortunes change within the heart. The Five of Wands. Chaos for the sake of chaos. The Queen of Swords. Here you have a very positive Queen of Swords at your root here, Pisces. And that's why this came out as Pisces, because the Queen of Swords is very powerful for you, but there's a negative connotation to the Queen of Swords. There's this, she's the warrior queen, right? She's the queen of the words. She's the queen of attack, is what Spirit is saying right now. And there's a way that you use this to really guard yourself and better yourself. And there's a way that people use this, or that a person is going to use this to attack you at your most vulnerable, to kind of go at you where it counts, okay, or where they can hurt the most. So just be mindful. Or it could be, this is a person like a parent or a grandparent or, somebody like that. That's their way, or partners, that's their way of fighting. Like, they just go for the jugular and they don't know how not to. So just be very, very mindful of that. It can be their past pains. It can even be a person you're not with anymore. Their past words coming forward, and really they cut deep. You have the Page of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. So you're definitely, it's funny because the Ace of Wands was the only gift that you were missing in the gifts handed to you in the public arena, and now you have it. So you have all the gifts. This is a time of divine gifts, but this is a time of the heart being tested to take these gifts. It's like, am I going to take these gifts? Am I going to move forward this way? Is your heart lighter than a feather? Lighter than a feather. So in ancient Egypt, when you passed away, Anubis would weigh your heart. And if your heart was lighter than a feather, you got to pass through to the afterlife, to, heaven. And if your heart wasn't, you got to go to hell. And so here, as you move forward in your ideas, as you have this resurrection of your spirit, of what you desire, you have to be just to your emotional self and to the way that things ring true to your heart. Listen to your emotions. You have such powerful spiritual guidance behind you, Pisces, and yet you would write it off because you don't want to be seen as silly. It is time to embrace that spiritual guidance. And also, Spirit has a way of talking, believe me, as somebody who listens to Spirit all the time, has a way of talking and making you hear even what you do not want to hear. So here, when you're balancing against a feather, it's like, what does my heart say? What is true for my being and my essence? Am I making my best decision at this moment? Like the best decision I can make at this moment. And it leads you to your hard work paying off. It leads you to seeing that you can have this new future, this new power, this new way of walking into your existence that was denied you before. And it's going to give you wings. It's going to give you a way of embracing and expressing yourself. And it brings you to what you have fought for. You have fought for this ability to have your passion be part of your prosperity. So it can be that on the side, you are embracing a hobby, or you start to think about it, you start to kind of plan things out because you want to have your passion be a part of your everyday life. And this is slowly and steadily building that prosperity forward. It leads you to the wheel of fortune. It leads you to everything changing. You're entering into a new season. And it's a season that is calling for prosperity. It's calling for bounty, right? It's calling for abundance. Even if this is a season that feels like a winter, it's going to lead you to some of your greatest celebrations. You have to address the darkness lurking within that's going to tell you no. It's chaos for the sake of chaos. It's doubt and fear to keep you low. Because if you stay chained to the base desires of the world, if you stay chained to the heartbreak, the pain, the disappointment, you will never know how high you can fly. You will never know how great you are. And that would be one of the greatest disappointments. But it would also be a win for chaos in this world. And so here, you have these doubts and these fears and these angers and these upsets. They can manifest themselves externally. Everybody needs my attention. I don't have time to even scratch my head. And internally, when you do have time, you wind up kind of like mindlessly searching on YouTube or, Instagram or TikTok or wherever, where you can just find your hours slipping away. So be very mindful. Be very present. It moves you then to the Queen of Swords. It moves you to your knowledge, to your understanding, to truly embracing this Libra energy, because Libra is represented by the swords in the minor arcana, by justice in the major arcana. It's representing this justice, this balance, this coming together, this harmonizing of self. And it's also being a warrior. It's saying no, and it's saying it not out of anger or frustration, not being mean about things. It's saying it with force of self. It's like, no, but this is who I am. This is the power of me. This is the passion of me. This is the brilliance of me. And it moves you to being a student of your fire. It moves you to being a student of how your heart and your radiance can move forward, because you are a reflection of the sun's light. So Pisces, the moon reflects the sun's light, and you are represented by the moon. So here you are a student of how to embrace that passion and have it come over into the night. Have your subconscious and your conscious mind be a part of it, to have it guide you, to have it mold you, to have it move you forward. It leads you to getting gifts that you don't even know you have. So divinity is going to be handing you these gifts, and in a really, really powerful way, because you're getting all four of them. All four divine blessings come onto you. And so if you walk away from them, you absolutely can, because they're not going to be handed to you in the way that you expect. But if you take these gifts, if you look at things and take the challenges, because that's usually how divinity hands us gifts, as challenges, as doubts, as fears, as, oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated, I just have to do it, type of things, you're going to find that it winds up being more life-changing than you ever thought it could be. It winds up being the best gift you never even knew you wanted to take. And it leads you to prosperity. It leads you to those seeds being planted. And as you see the interconnectedness and as you embrace the ideas, it brings passion, it brings coming together, and even the smallest of things. It breathes new light and new life into your existence. Let's see your spirit animals. Message, Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021 Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021 Pisces. February 1st to the 15th, 2021 Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh. Okay, these four. So we start off here with the swan spirit. It's time to dive deep. It's time to dive deep in what's been holding you back. It's time to dive deep into your dreams. This is a time where kind of the gloves are off. It's time to dive deep. It brings you to the outer spirit. You are never alone. You have one outer here. You have one outer here. You are never alone. You are always connecting and creating through divinity, through your angels, through your spirit guides. This is also a call to kind of go with the current. Go with the flow. Don't try to swim upstream all the time. See where divinity is taking you. See what is being uncovered, what is being discovered, and embrace it. You then have the giraffe spirit. See the big picture. Look at the big picture. You can really get caught up in the minutia. You can really get caught up in the instant gratification of it all. Look at the bigger picture of what you are creating and what it is that you want. It then brings you to the cow spirit. The miracles are endless. We like our miracles to be Noah Ark style. We really do. We want everybody to see us as we float by in success, right? But the miracles that really matter, and not that the ark didn't matter, but the miracles that happen in our lives, they're usually so small, and we don't notice them till they're gone. So it's the miracle of somebody who makes you a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, who asks you how your day is. It's the miracle of, your dog running to the door when you come home. It's the miracle of the birds flying, and it's the miracle of children laughing. It's the miracle of love. It's the miracle of being. It's kind of like the miracle of waking up, the miracle of your heart working well, the miracle of your lungs working. It's the miracles that we do not notice and are not grateful for until they're gone. And so here, it's embracing the endless little miracles that are part of your powerful existence. It leads you to your subconscious spirit animal message, which is the armadillo spirit. Set healthy boundaries. That's what your justice is all about. Setting healthy boundaries. Sitting there and saying, this is me. This is what I need. And I can't spread myself so thin. But it's also setting healthy boundaries for yourself to succeed. Your subconscious person message is the Prince of Swords, slaying dragons, going after what it is that you want, cutting through doubts and fears, knowing your truth. Your subconscious chakra message is forgiveness, the heart chakra. It is time to forgive failures. It is time to forgive heartbreaks, pains, and disappointments. So when the heart chakra says forgiveness, it's not simply forgiving others, though that's important. It's forgiving ourselves for falling in love with the wrong person, for letting, a parent's voice get into your head that was astoundingly negative, or a teacher's, or an uncle's, or whomever's. It's sitting there and saying, I forgive the person that I was for letting this hurt into my life. And now it is time for me to move forward. It's that forgiveness, instead of being angry, because the anger comes because we haven't forgiven ourselves. It's like, how dare you? And it can be, how dare you? How could you have done that? You don't even have to forgive the other person. You could spit on them in the street if you wanted to. Not literally. But you have to forgive yourself. Because you will find that if you forgive yourself, if you release that pain, if you say, I was young, or I was overwhelmed or what I did my best. I did not see another way forward. I forgive me. And I embrace the love from the universe that builds me up. And then you will not have to waste time on them anymore. It leads you to your subconscious tarot message. The Knight of Pentacles, slowly and steadily moving forward in your success and in your bounty. It then leads you to go deeper. And it brings you to the Three of Wands. A new world is opening up for you. A new horizon. It's time to take it. It's time to move forward. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of your positive energy as you let the blessings in, and as you slowly build a profound and beautiful future. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Pisces.